All right, we'll head out west to the OKC Thunder, who just yesterday at the time of recording, it'll be Sunday when this video comes out, beat the Boston Celtics without Chet Holmgren and Alex Caruso to win their 15th straight game, and they're now 7 games clear in first place in the Western Conference. Wow. They have the second best record in the league at 30-5, which they're on a 70-win pace right now, which is insane. Currently, right now, let's say the season ended today, they would have the 4th highest winning percentage in NBA history, which is insane. I think it's like 80.5, something like that. They obviously sit atop the NBA's power rankings, considering they haven't lost a game in like a month, essentially, as far as that goes. So on Sunday, they did 2 things in that game specifically. They held the Boston Celtics to under 100 points, and they made 7 more three-pointers than the Boston Celtics.
Insane.
The last time the Boston Celtics were held under 100 points and made less threes than their opponent was when Game 6 of the NBA Finals in 2022 when the Warriors won their 4th ring with Steph. So just an overall dominating performance without their best defender and without their 2 best defenders, really. Because Caruso's their POA guy, Chet's their rim protector, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Another interesting stat, Isaiah Hartenstein has played in 20 games with the OKC Thunder. Guess how many he's won?
19.
Wow. He is 19-1 with the OKC Thunder.
That's insane.
Which is nuts. Crazy. I mean, this team is just loaded with talent and size and shooting and everything of that nature. In the second half of that game specifically, Mark Dagnall made an adjustment. He switched Lou Dort onto Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown ended the half with like 21 points, like 4 rebounds, something like that. He did not record a single stat in the second half of that game. My man went 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Lou Dort had that man in hell, in absolute hell.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Now, as far as the Thunder goes, they rank first in the NBA in defense, which means they're clearly the best defense in the league. I think smothers anything.
By far, yeah.
Yeah. They're also first in net rating, which is offense, defense combined, everything of that nature. I believe they're like top 3, top 5 in offense. I didn't check the stat, but you can take my word for it. Let's talk about SGA. Let's talk about Aura Man, the most aura in the NBA.
Literally. During
the 15-game winning streak, he's averaging 33 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2.5 steals, which may sound, it sounds amazing compared to anyone except Dyson Daniels, and 1 block. I mean, it's just nuts. And he's doing this on shooting splits of 55, 40, 95.
Yeah, that's your MVP, bro.
That's why I predicted him to be the MVP, because they're going to make it. ESPN will make an SGA agenda.
Even if it wasn't like SGA agenda, I still think he deserves it.
Unless if the Nuggets get a top 4 seed in the West, Jokic will win it. Because that team is awful.
Bro, okay.
That's the only
thing. I don't know.
Thing.
It's so hard to say. It's so hard to take it from SGA. They're 7 games ahead of the second seed.
Because the SGA has a much better team around him than Jokic does. When Jokic is off the floor, the Nuggets are like the worst offensive team in NBA history.
You're right about that.
That's the only thing. SGA also leads the league in plus minus, which isn't really a stat that tells much, but he leads the league in something that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is just craziness we're seeing from OKC, just nuts. And this team is just elevating and elevating and elevating no matter what happens. And like I said earlier in the show, I think Cam Johnson seals the deal for them.
Yeah.
So I'll open up the floor now to y'all, talk about the OKC Thunder. What are we seeing from them? Is there anything in specific you're liking? And what do you think they should do about Cam Johnson? So I'll start with you, Antoine.
Oh, listen, this is the favorite right now for me. They're just too overpowered, even without Chet. And, you know, they all played together. That's a big thing. Hartenstein was much needed this offseason for them, and they delivered, and it's the perfect center for their liking. Their bench is a whole nother breed. Yeah. They have depth upon depth.
They got a unit.
Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins. They just got back the other Jalen Williams, who's very good for them. AJ Mitchell, their first-round pick, second-round pick from this year, is putting in a lot of work for them off the bench as well.
Don't forget my guy. Kenrich Williams.
Kenrich Williams, yes.
That man is a good defender.
Draws all those charges.
Lou Dort's looking good.
Amazing.
J-Dub, of course, doing his thing. Caruso will be back. Chet will be back. don't rely on Nikola Topic next year as well. You know,
he probably will get traded.
Yeah,
like if they get, bro, imagine the Nets get Nikola Topic.
I don't know why.
Johnson.
I don't know why they drafted that man. Unfortunately, they had a point guard already.
Well, it made sense because at some point
He fell to 12 to them.
right, because he was supposed to be a top 5 pick
Correct.
until he got hurt.
Correct.
So now this kind of gave the Thunder a situation where, okay, if you want to commit to playing J-Dub as a forward, you can move SGA to the 2 guard, no problem, because he's 6'7". Topic, I believe, is a taller point guard, but either he winds up becoming the backcourt combo with SGA, or he's a perfect trade candidate as a young star, whether he forms into one or not. So to someone like Brooklyn, he's a very enticing piece when he comes back. Gio, since you were an old Thunder fan,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the way they look right now? What do you think about the Cam Johnson stuff?
Before I get to that, I got 3 guys I want to mention. And that he mentioned them already, but I want to emphasize this. It's Lou Dort, it's Aaron Wiggins, and of course it's SGA.
Yeah.
Lou Dort, like you said, has been playing amazing defense, clamped Jaylen Brown, but he's been doing that all year. We expect that from him.
He's done his whole career.
His whole career, exactly. He did the same thing I'm not even lie, he did that to Russ in the playoffs. He did.
Yeah.
But moving on from
Isn't he one of the only players to have like, it was like him, LeBron, and like Kareem. He had like it was like 25 points. And it was something, I forgot what it was.
he has some stat like that.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, look that
I
up,
got to
bro.
find that because it was really funny.
But no, yeah, Lou Dort has been playing out of his mind. So on the defensive side, we know what he can do. But on the offensive side, he's hitting threes. He's hitting clutch threes. So that's why Lou Dort to me is huge for this Thunder team. And then number 2, Aaron Wiggins. His development has been absolutely insane.
I found the stat.
What's the stat?
So there's only 3 players in NBA history, age 21 or younger, to score 25 plus points in a Game 7. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Lou Dort.
That's insane. And then lastly, we have the reason why the Thunder are great is SGA. And I'll tell you specifically that reason. It's because SGA, his change of pace, he can play and beat you slow, and he can play and beat you fast. And I thought he was only slow, like kind of like Luka. Luka plays slow and he still beats you. And I thought that was SGA also, but he does both. And I realized that in the Celtics game when he had a chase down block on Jason Tatum. I'm like, okay, this guy's actually super athletic. He can actually run with these guys.
Yeah.
And then he also had I don't know, like just different flashes of speed that I saw in SGA that I didn't see previously. And that's your MVP. So.
Yeah, I would say it's neck and neck between SGA and Jokic. I'm not willing to give it to SGA yet.
Okay.
I think if he keeps this up for another month and the Nuggets keep struggling, then I think he will get it. But right now, I still would put Jokic ahead of him.